Oh, man, good morning, September 22nd. It's Monday, 2025. Welcome back to the Hat and Beard Show. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for telling a friend. By golly, that's what we love about you. It's been a exciting Week 3 NFL, but we still got one more game on the docket, guys, but have no fear. We're going to be giving you a double dose of Hat and Beard Show today. That's right. We got our normal show today at 10 a.m., which, what do you know? We're here right now. Boy, isn't that there convenient. On top of that, with the Lions playing in the big prime time Monday night game, heading out to Baltimore to fry us up some purple bird and finally get that Baltimore Ravens monkey off the Dan Campbell back. But we will be live from 6 p.m. to 7:30-ish maybe tonight for a little double dose of Hat and Beard. We're going to be reading up on Lions, any breaking news and storylines heading into the game for us to follow, as well as building parlays. We were pretty close yesterday. We were pretty close on some legs, but not all of them. Didn't cash anything. It wasn't successful for us, but, close is better than nothing at all, guys. Today we're going to be breaking down all of the Week 3 action, running down the scoreboards of every single game that has been played up until Monday Night Football for your Lions. Then we're going to be looking over at the big upset, the big shockeroo. You know, when we were making our bets and building our parlays yesterday, I said, I got a feeling, that Jordan Love's gonna fall apart and Cleveland will end up being an upset. And hot dog, I mean, it wasn't pretty. To say it was gritty, I feel is taking away from what the Lions have built around the term gritty. But somehow, you know, even on its best and worst days, some days every dog has his day. And it was the Cleveland Browns' day yesterday, upsetting the Packers with a walk-off field goal. You love to see it. You love to see a divisional opponent, especially a divisional opponent that has a game up on our beloved Detroit Lions in the NFC North. Browns stun Packers with dramatic walk-off field goal in massive upset at home. Browns defense sacked Jordan Love 5 times and blocked a crucial field goal attempt. It was a block fest yesterday. Field goals getting blocked left and right. Special teams have to be special. That's why we need to make sure that the golden leg of big leg Jake Bates, the ballad of Jake Bates, will continue on today as he ends up just crushing it down in Baltimore on Monday night. But you guys, the Packers ended up losing dramatic fashion, so we'll take a look at that, as well as NFL Week 3 identity check. The Cowboys defense in trouble, or the Buccaneers league's the toughest out? Because whoever the Cowboys decided to trot out there on the field yesterday against Giga Williams and Osama Bend Over Benedict Arnold Ben Johnson, the trader in the Windy City. He has a small peepee. He made the Dallas Cowboys defense made Giga Williams and Ben Johnson look like Jared Goff and Ben Johnson. Oh, you're always going to have that comparison because you're just a bad knockoff of us. But the Bears looked like world beaters, and Dallas looked like shit. Aren't we glad we all had to sit there and watch that dumpster fire of a game? Couldn't give us anything else. There was just bad games all around yesterday. Minnesota, they were broadcast in my area. The Minnesota Queens were beating up on the Cincinnati Bengals so hard that they actually cut the broadcast and took us over to the Pittsburgh Steelers game. Gross. It was just gross all around. CBS, what a disappointing situation. And then Fox making us watch that Dallas Bears game, two teams that I could give two toots less about. But there we were watching it. Now, to be fair, Hat and Boobs was like, boy, it's got to suck to be Dallas. And I'm like, yeah, it probably does. But be it that I'm a longtime Lions fan, I completely understand wholeheartedly the concept of a rebuild, especially after what the Detroit Lions went through just most recently a few years back. Think Brad Holmes wheeling and dealing. No, Matthew Pad Stafford over to the Rams for 2 first-round picks, right? I don't think the Cowboys really care about this year at all. They have 2 first-round picks for the next 2 years. They are clearly in a massive overhaul and rebuilding situation. That being said, I grew up in the 90s listening to people just rooting and raving all about the Dallas Cowboys. So I am going to bask in the schadenfreude of the Cowboys faltering, even though it came at the hands of the Chicago Bears and broke my prediction. I am no Nostradamus. I'm just a gingery bastard sitting in Grandma's Studio 1. I did make the prediction that Ben Johnson would never win a game as the Chicago Bears head coach. So, admittedly, I will admonish myself. So, here I am standing in my yard, in my driveway, next to my mailbox with egg. So the Bears did get a win against a terrible Cowboys defense. So what did we learn week 3? We will be taking a look at that and seeing what NFL.com has to say about that before getting into the things we're all here to talk about. And that is, we're going to be looking from 2 different viewpoints from SI.com. First, we're going to be going Baltimore Ravens on SI. 4 storylines for Ravens. Prime time matchup versus the Lions. Breaking down the most intriguing angles of the Baltimore Ravens Week 3 non-conference bout with another contender. And we will find out today. This will be the measuring stick. Correct me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm off base here, fellas. Let me know down in the chat. This will be the measuring stick for your Detroit Lions to know whether or not we are pretenders or if we are, in fact, contenders because, we are obviously heading into Week 3. Chicago. The win over Chicago was a blowout. It was a get-right game. Chicago didn't look great against the Queens. The Queens dropped the ball Week 2. They looked terrible against Atlanta. Turnaround. Atlanta looks like ass against Carolina. Minnesota looks fantastic against Cincinnati. And the Packers lose to the Browns in dramatic fashion. Then the Bears turn around and make the Cowboys. It's just an interesting week of football in the NFC North. So, be it that the Baltimore Ravens have a perennial MVP contender, as well as being the cream of the AFC crop, even though they can't quite seem to be a playoff push team in the regular season, they are a scrappy bunch. This will be the measuring stick. Correct me if I'm wrong. This will be the measuring stick for the Detroit Lions, whether or not we are pretenders or, in fact, Super Bowl contenders. Between you, me, and the wall, guys, I think you know exactly how I feel. We're going to go out there and we're going to beat the ever-living brakes. Gonna put on our big boy pants. And we're going to take it directly to the Baltimore Ravens on Monday night. I want to see Ravens fans funneling out of the stadium at halftime. Jared Goff. I want to see another 5-touchdown performance. Jahmyr Gibbs. Let's giggity go. We'll talk about the stats, though, later tonight in our second broadcast of the day when we have our primetime pregame show at 6 p.m., guys. So we'll be taking a look at Baltimore Ravens on SIC and what some Ravens sides of the aisle are saying about things before we kick it directly over to, what do you know, predictions, Lions-Ravens from Detroit Lions on SI, predicting whether the Lions will beat the Ravens in Week 3. We've got everybody's take from Lions on SI. You know all the names. We've read them all. I'm going to be honest, we're big underdogs. Even our own guys aren't. Yeah, they're not. I'm not going to say they're not rooting for us, but they're being real. They're being realistic. They're being realistic. But I have spent the last 2 days not drinking alcohol. No. I've been drinking something much more better for you, and that is copious amounts of the Honolulu Blue Kool-Aid. I recommend getting yourself a big ice-cold glass and just start a sipping, boys. The earlier you start day drinking on the Lions Honolulu Blue Kool-Aid, the higher and mightier you can be drunk on the power of the Detroit Lions come the Monday night prime time game. Finally, we will be making our destination final stop, end of the line today for our morning show. Let's go ahead and get this pause so we can stop lagging. Lions versus Ravens predictions. Who majority of experts are picking in Week 3? This is a little bit more of a national breakdown, and it's going to be a little bit more of the same. So a little bit of self-flogging to get ourselves ready before Tuesday's long glazing session after we go out and beat the Ravens and stick it in everybody's eye. Just so you guys are clear, we do have the injury report pulled up that in case anything does change, we're going to go ahead and let you guys know if anything changes. But so far, not much has moved. Of course, the big news is Marcus Davenport is listed as out, though admittedly, guys, I don't know the extent of the injury. And then I had a parlay window pulled up just for me to check out later when we talk later this evening. So, guys, before we get into the show, can you do me a solid thing? There are 14 of you hanging out down in the chat. That is absolutely awesome. Go ahead and take a look over at the poll. We got one like equals Let's Go Lions. I've given you 2 options. Yes, I love Detroit, or no, I'm gross. You can go ahead and show yourself the door. It's right over there. Go ahead. Might I suggest checking out Chicago? They like assholes like you. So if we could do me one solid fit, one big more thing here, go ahead and like the video. Share this video around with all your friends. Go ahead and copy this link down on your clipboard below. You don't have to share it around with anybody, but you can help me circumvent the algorithmic clanker overlords that dictate who is out and in. Currently, we are sitting in a bit of a growth stagnation point, but it's neither here nor there. We're going to continue to swing for the fences. We're trying to hit 750 by kickoff week 4 Sunday for the main slate. Guys, how you doing down there? If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, ring that notification bell. Good morning, Mad Hatter Nation. Looks like everybody's here hanging out. Morning, Chase. How you doing? Union of Mad Hatters. Brent DeWitt. Good morning. Derek Harp. How you doing, brother? Hats, Mom. How you doing, Mom? Sam Armstrong. You're okay with Pickens, but he is a diva. Don't block. Terrible route runner. And he doesn't get the ball. He's lazy. Yes, that's why we call him George Booger Pickens over here. Sam Brent, how you doing? Eberflus finally unlocked Caleb Williams. Yeah, that's Eberflus finally figured it out. The Dallas Bear games was just painful. Sorry it didn't go your way, Sam. You know, and Brenda, do you think the Bears were extra motivated? I don't know if the Bears were extra motivated or if they just knew how absolutely pathetic Matt Eberflus is as a coach. Morning, Brandy Coffee. How you doing? Jack 2125. How you doing this morning, brother? Everybody, we're rocking and rolling. So let's go ahead and hit the pavement, get after, and get into the show.
If you can say the word good, guess what? It means you're still alive. It means you're still breathing. And if you're still breathing, well then hell, you still got some fight left in you. So get up, dust off, reload, recalibrate, re-engage, and go out on the attack.
Brent DeWitt does have a good question. We know how bad the Bears are, so what does that say about the Cowgirls? I think that yesterday we might have seen the fight for the first overall pick. Admittedly, I haven't watched too much of Tennessee, but they look terrible, and I don't think they have yet to win a game. But I think you might have seen the tiebreaker between that number 1 or possibly somewhere in the top 5. The tiebreaker game between the Cowgirls and the Bears was fought out yesterday. I think that's what the ultimates say about that game was. So real quickly, guys, let's just run through it. Obviously, we still got our beloved and almighty Detroit Lions getting ready to go and take on the Baltimore dirty Ravens. Ew, gross. Admittedly, I do like the Baltimore Ravens 9 times out of 10, but this is this 10th time. And you are neither friend but a definite foe, my friend. Let's go. Obviously, Thursday night, the Bills took it to the Dolphins 31-21. The Panthers shut out their conference or divisional opponent, Falcons, 30-0. Wowza, what an absolute beatdown, man. Oh, man. The Browns got sneaky against the Packers in a walk-off field goal, 30-10. We'll read about that next. The Jags outlast the Texans, 17-10. Houston, what's going on to an 0-3 start? Not looking good. No weapons, no offensive line. Just big scoop and score all the way back for a touchdown, 33-26 over the Los Angeles Rams. Pad Stafford. The Jets fall to the Buccaneers in a hard-fought 27-29 ball game. The Colts beat the shit out of the Titans 41-20. Daniel Indiana Jones continues to win in Indianapolis behind the legs of Jonathan Taylor. The Raiders fall short of the Commies in pretty heavy fashion, 41-24. The Chargers outlast the Broncos 23-20, and the Chargers out to a massive early lead in the AFC West, a sixth of the way through the season, and they are apparently the cream of the crop out there. And it was good to see Kansas City having not the easiest time with the New York Giants, and the Giants looked like dog water last night. I think it's time for the Giants to hand the reins over to Jackson Dart, and maybe you'll let Brian Daboll finish out the year with him. But at what point do you have to cut ties with Brian Daboll? You know, Brian Daboll started out his rookie year as a head coach, 9 wins in his first year. That was in 2022, and since then he's amassed 9 wins total. Something's wrong in Big Blue. Russ is not the solution. Maybe it's time. Maybe it's time. Russ did not look like the Russ Wilson that we knew at one point in the NFL. Didn't even look like Russ Wilson from week 2 against Dallas, though the Dallas defense that we've seen against Chicago clearly is going to make anybody look like superstars. Focus and target your fantasy players against Dallas's defense. That's what I would absolutely be doing. The Saints fall in just pathetic fashion to the Seahawks, 44-13. Kellen Moore still seeking that first elusive win as the Saints head coach. Not many weapons there, not a good quarterback situation. The Saints, this is what happens when you kick that financial can down the road. You end up in hell and salary cap hell. You can't pay for guys. Your scouting department's trash. You held on to Dennis Allen for way too damn long. You let too many good coaches miss opportunities, and you end up having to settle for Kellen Moore. Yeah, he is a good offensive coordinator, but I don't know if he's quite the guy to fix all of the problems as the man in charge of the New Orleans Saints. The Cowboys put up a whopping 14 points compared to the Bears' 31. Caleb Giggle Williams looked fantastic. That is a bottle statement. That is this game, a one sample size. He looked really, really good against a terrible Dallas defense. The Cardinals get their first loss of the season. The 49ers move on to 3-0 with a 16-15 win over the Cardinals at home. And then the Chiefs outlast the Giants in just a goofy Sunday night game. Just weird. Now, I do have to say, I will admit that Chris Collinsworth wasn't necessarily he didn't glaze Patrick Mahomes as much as he normally does. Good morning, Mr. Detroit City. Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life. Preach, my guy. If I can remember to talk about it, and we got time later on in the end of the episode, I'll mention some church stuff. But real quick, the commentating of the Sunday night game. One, I'm tired of Chris Collinsworth, but I will give credit where credit is due. He wasn't as let's just say Patrick Mahomes' dick wasn't completely down Chris Collinsworth's throat the entire game. If anything, I think the closest that Chris Collinsworth got is he maybe licked the tip a little bit. Let's be real. It wasn't as glazy as he normally is. And two, get your piss hot. Hell yeah, Craig. You fucking funny, dude. Hell yeah, get your piss hot. You fucked me up, dude. The other thing I was going to say is I was sitting there, and I don't know if it's the suits that they put Mike Tirico in, or if he's just getting a little chubby. But next Sunday night, watch the commentators and tell me Mike Tirico doesn't look like George Costanza. Tell me he just doesn't look like George Costanza sitting there in the booth. He turns his head and he's got the chubby neck and the neck rolls. And the way he kind of just moves his mouth and stares with the glasses and the bald head. Now he's completely bald. But if he went with that friar's wreath, you know what I'm saying? That George Costanza where you have just like a full flesh yarmulke, you know what I'm saying? He looks like George Costanza sitting there in the booth. I couldn't stop laughing about it last night, fellas. So that's a rundown of your Week 3 slate. Still the Monday nighter to go here, guys. Your Detroit Lions. Guys, so it was good to see the Browns stun Packers with dramatic walk-off field goal and massive upset at home. Browns defense sacked Jordan Love 5 times and blocked a crucial field goal attempt late in the game. Sometimes it's the 6 inches in front of your face that make or break the game. And any given Sunday, it could happen, right? So coming to us from Fox Sports, obviously, it was good to see. It's good to see a divisional opponent lose. One of the league's biggest upsets of the season came in Cleveland on Sunday as the Browns shocked the Green Bay Packers with a walk-off. As the Browns shocked the Green Bay Packers with a walk-off field goal in a 13-10 victory. The Browns earned their first win of the season while the Packers suffered their first loss in surprising fashion. Cleveland's defense was one of the league's best, frustrated Jordan Love and the Packers' offense, which averaged 27 points per game. The Browns sacked Love 5 times to keep themselves in the game, even with their own offense struggling. There you see old baby Joe Flacco, big, standing tall Joe Flacco. After finally getting on the board of the field goal, Grant Delpit intercepted Love and returned the ball to the 8-yard line with 3:38 remaining. Rookie Quinshawn Judkins then punched in his first career touchdown on a 1-yard run, tying the game after the extra point. With 3 minutes left, the Packers still had a chance to win, but the Browns came through on special teams. And to quote Coach Kneckel, Special teams has got to be special. Love moved Green Bay into range for Brandon McManus, or as I call him, Bart Dingus, who lined up for a 43-yard attempt with 27 seconds left. Cleveland broke through the line and blocked the kick. Greg Newsome scooped up the ball and was tackled near midfield. Flacco then connected with David Njoku to set up rookie kicker Andre Schmitz. After spiking the ball with 2 seconds remaining, Schmitz drilled a 55-yard field goal as time expired, sending the Browns into a frenzy. You know, if David Njoku were to become a comedian, that'd be a kind of a funny last name. David, I can joke you. Flacco finished 21-36. Oh, Jesus Christ. Apparently the Browns forgot how to throw the ball down the field. 21-36 for a whopping 142 yards with an interceptions, while Judkins carried 18 times for 94 yards. And a game-tying tuggeroo late in the fourth quarter. Josh Jacobs, who entered the game with touchdowns on 9 straight outings, was limited to 30 yards on 16 carries. Love went 18-25. What is with these 20-plus completions for under 200 yards? For 183 yards and 1 touchdown, a scoring pass to John Fitzpatrick. Big John Fitzpatrick. Good old Johnny Fitzpatrick over here. Good John Fitzpatrick for his first career touchdown. And 1 interception, but he threw his first career touchdown to John Fitzpatrick. You love to see the Fitzpatricks getting involved. Yeah, let's go. All right, John Fitzpatrick. So you love to see the Browns. Here you go. Here's the game-winning field goal. Oh, I'm not going to X. Gross. I like it when I can watch it in the little window, but not there, guys. So the Browns doing the Detroit Lions a favor, doing God's work as they take it to the Green Bay Packers. Help us in our quest for a three-peat. Oh, my gosh. Really? No way. Mr. Detroit City, that is breaking news. Dude, you got to be shit. All right, no, man, you would be the guy to know. You're in that shit, dude. Fuck, man. Seriously. Mr. Detroit City says, breaking news. I don't know how to really say this, guys, without sounding fucked up, but Lowe's is already putting out their Christmas stuff. What the fuck, dude? It's not even fucking October. It's not even fucking October. Bro, what is wrong with people already? Oy vey. Okay, sorry. Seriously? That's fucked up. All right, guys. So, obviously, the Browns doing us a solid. And then, of course, the Cowgirls couldn't do us any favors, and Cincinnati decided to just absolutely shit the bed. But at least the Browns did us a solid. But what else happened in the NFL Week 3? NFL Week 3 identity checks. Cowboys defense in trouble. Why, yes, they are. And the Buccaneers, the league's toughest out. Coaches often talk about using the first weeks of the NFL season to figure out what their teams do well and what should be scrapped because it's a marathon and not a sprint. By week 3, identities are being forged because you're a sixth of the way through the season. But just as important are the identities that appear to be lost, either by design or by error. For example, an identity that burned to the ground this week was the NFL teams are usually playing mostly clean football by now. As it turns out, no. Isaiah Rodgers played cleanly on Sunday. The Vikings cornerback had a pick-6 fumble recovery return for a touchdown and 2 forced fumbles in the first half of a rout of the Cincinnati Bengals. But a league-wide feature emerged. It was the almost everyone else had a lot of attention to detail to work on. 3 blocked kicks impacting games late in the early window. So many turnovers and penalties. It's still early. There's plenty of time for adjustments, but there are personalities we see emerging and waning as the NFL closes on the end of its first month and 1/6 of the way through the league. I'm a mathematician. Don't worry, guys. I checked my work twice. I took off my shoes so that I could count all the way up to 10. Buccaneers might be the toughest out in the NFL. Just 3 last-minute wins in 3 weeks. The Bucs aren't anywhere near whole yet. This time after the Jets took a 1-point lead on a blocked field goal, returned for a touchdown. The Bucs took over with 1:41 remaining in the game. What a dramatic win that could have been for Aaron Glenn. Oh, but the ifs and buts were candies and nuts. Baker Mayfield marched the Bucs into field goal position, a drive that included a beautiful 28-yard streak to break out rookie Emeka Egbuka. I'm not trying to be insulting. I just don't know how to pronounce his name on the left sideline. The Bucs won on a field goal, but what is striking about their 3 last-minute wins is Mayfield's cool and how he doesn't have anything close to his normal teammates around him. Receiver Mike Evans, Hammy, was in the locker room for Sunday's game-winning drive. The offensive line has been racked by injuries, and left tackle Tristan Riffs and receiver Chris Godwin are still working their way back from injuries. Wow, that's pretty impressive then, although they are close to returning. Maybe the Bucs won't need a late-game heroics when the offense is intact, but what fun would that be? Number 2, special teams is more important than ever. Special teams has got to be special! We wear leather helmets on special teams because special teams has to be special. Our special teamers were so special that our football coach in high school had a special bus just for them. He made them ride on a special short bus to and from games because special teams must be special. The tweaks to the dynamic kickoff rule have greatly boosted return rates. Through week 2, almost 80% of kickoffs were returned, up nearly almost 50% from the last 2 weeks of 2024. Washington's Deebo Samuel returned an opening kickoff 69 yards against the Raiders on Sunday, setting up the Commies' first touchdown. And in the final minutes of the early window of games, 3 blocked kicks affected the outcome of games. Perhaps the most stunning came in Philadelphia, where the Rams lined up with 3 seconds remaining to kick a 44-yard field goal to win the game. But the Eagles overwhelmed the Rams' field goal unit with Jordan Davis, who's a bazillion pounds, blocked the field goal, returning it for a touchdown as time expired. In Cleveland, the Browns blocked. Yep, we already talked about that. The Bucs wouldn't have needed the last-minute heroics of the Jets had they had not blocked a 43-yard field goal attempt with 2 minutes left and returned for a touchdown that gave the Jets a 1-point lead. Of course, the Bucs won it in a successful field goal as time expired. In all, there were 5 blocked field goals in the early games. Holy crappers! There are going to be some ugly special teams meetings this week, but this week's action should get everyone's attention. Detroit's one of those teams. We have a pretty good special teams group, and didn't John Harbaugh get his start as a special teams coordinator? So hopefully we see a nice cleaned up game. Shout out Attila the Hun. How you doing, brother? Good morning to you. Yeah, the Bucs are a scary team, dude. And like the article said, they're not completely intact on offense yet. So once they get completely healthy, firing on all cylinders, I'm telling you guys, just based on the story alone, the resurgence in his career, the incredibly high highs and incredibly low lows of Baker Mayfield. If Baker Mayfield is to ever win even one Super Bowl, Baker Mayfield deserves to be a candidate for Canton based on the story of his career, how he's been able to rebuild himself, a Phoenix-like career, going from number 1 overall pick to being bounced around nearly out of the league to getting a 1-year contract option and then another 1-year option. And then, oh, shit, now he's kind of turning it on and playing really, really well. And let us not forget one final thing that I will say about Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield waddled so that Kyler Murphy could truffle around the field like a toddler. Texans' offense is in real trouble. An overhauled offensive line and new offensive coordinator simply haven't worked so far. The offense had just 119 yards through 3 quarters. Wow! Damn! That's overall production. Holy shit. Whoa, dude. They had 119 yards through 3 quarters. Whoa, that's really, really, really bad. Wow. But in the fourth quarter, C.J. Stroud threw 2 interceptions, and Nico Collins fumbled. 3 turnovers in the fourth quarter. Stroud continues to get hit. The running game is a non-factor for the Texans, who entered the game ranked last in scoring, and they just simply can't sustain drives. Oh, damn. That is really, really bad. And so is the Cowboys' defense. A pass rush absent of Mike Parsons shouldn't be much of a surprise. Giga Williams was not sacked once Sunday while he enjoyed the best game of his career. The Cowboys have just 4 sacks so far this season. But the Cowgirls vowed they would stop the run better, and that didn't happen Sunday either. The Bears put together a 19-play drive that featured 11 consecutive runs and spanned nearly 10 minutes, punching it in the end zone on a fourth down pass. But the Cowboys gave a struggling Bears offense a major assist in their get-right game. The Cowboys' only victory this season required a 64-yard field goal to get overtime against the Giants. Parsons and the Packers are up next. No, the Packers are going to be pissed and looking to redeem themselves. Identities that are dying in Week 3. Daniel Jones is just a game manager. Pause. Not a terrible title. Plenty of guys have had wildly successful careers as just a game manager. Brad Johnson won a Super Bowl as just a game manager. Jared Goff is an elite quarterback who was titled just a game manager. There is absolutely nothing wrong with being just a game manager. However, if that is the summit of your career, then you need to come to the realization that that is all you're going to be, and a bridge QB / backup is the role that should be expected of you. Now, if Daniel Jones maybe could suddenly start turning on, have a couple of 300-yard games, couple 3-5 touchdown pass games, then we could start talking about Daniel Jones being maybe more than a game manager, maybe be Jared Goffian. But right now, Daniel Jones is just a game manager. The Indianapolis Colts have a offense is humming, and they are 3-0 in large part of Daniel Jones. He had a 17-yard scramble up the middle of the field on third down that led to one of Jonathan Taylor's 3 touchdown scores against the Titans. He threw for another. He still doesn't have a turnover, and the Colts have punted just once in 26 drives this season. In 3 games, the quarterback rating hasn't been below 107. The Colts made Jones the starter because they wanted more consistency than AR. Well, it was giving them. They are getting that and much more. High-level, confident play that the Colts on top of the AFC South. That's right, Daniel Jones, not just a game manager, but, starting to be a little bit more. Flashes of Jared Goff. It bodes well for the confidence of Daniel Jones, the cooling of the seat that was getting hotter and hotter under Shane Steichen. But the Colts have a pretty easy path to the playoffs as it stands right now after Week 3, a sixth of the way through the NFL season. The AFC South, not so good. Not so good. The Texans, we just talked, Texans are trash. Titans also look to be trash. In Jacksonville, are they real? Is there actually weapons? Is there something that we need to fear in Jacksonville as NFL fans, let alone being an AFC South team? Or do the Colts pretty much have, I'm not saying already walking away with it, but everybody else in the AFC South is trying to walk uphill in the snow with their bare feet, whereas the Indianapolis Colts at least seem to be on a flat surface, let alone have tennis shoes on and possibly even be paved road, flat line ahead of them. So Indianapolis Colts looking to be gotta be walking away with the AFC South right now under Daniel Jones. So nice little turnaround to his career under the tutelage of Shane Steichen. Steelers' defense is underperforming after allowing 30 points in each of their first 2 games. The Steelers' massive investment in their defense did not seem to be paying off, and giving up 369 yards of offense to the Patriots on Sunday is concerning. But they also forced 5 turnovers, including 2 near the goal line, holding the Patriots to just 14 points. The Steelers should have won the game by much more, but the offense was only able to generate 14 points over all those extra possessions. The up-and-down offense is a conversation for another day. But with a trip to Dublin and a date with the Minnesota Queens ahead, the Steelers are at least look more like a team that expects its star-laden defense to power its season. The Raiders will be led by the run game under Pete Carroll, not so far at least. Each week the Raiders get a few more rushing yards. They had 93 against the Commies, but the Raiders drafted Ashton Genty, and the expectation was that they would lead by the run. They averaged just 3.3 yards per rushing attempt on Sunday, and Genty had just 63 yards. The Raiders entered the game ranked 31st in the rushing. They'll need much more to be competitive against better teams. Number 4 is we got 2 more. Number 4, the Falcons will have one of the NFL's best offenses. Yikes. The Panthers entered the game ranked 23rd in points allowed and promptly shut out the Falcons, who have scored just 1 touchdown in their last 2 games and have scored just 42 points total in 3 games. Quarterback Michael Penis Jr. had his worst game since becoming the starter, completing just 50% of his passes and throwing 2 interceptions, including a pick 6. There seemed to be an issue getting the plays in, and Penis was visibly frustrated. The running game was inconsequential because the Falcons were playing catch-up through the second half. Kirk Cousins took over in the fourth quarter. Yikes, that sucks for Michael Penis Jr. And finally, the Chargers are going to be a run-centric team. We know this is what Jim Harbaugh says, but it's a passing game that the Chargers at 3-0. With all of those wins against AFC West opponents, the running game eclipsed 100 yards for the first time this season against the Brown Eyes, but just had 277 yards this season and are expected to be without Najee Harris, who suffered a non-contact leg injury. Oof, that sucks in the game. Justin Herbert has already thrown for 860 yards and 6 touchdowns this season. His dazzling escape from a sack, scramble to his left, and throw across his body to Keenan Allen in the end zone put the Chargers in a position to win. Harbaugh makes no secret of his love for Herbert, who, for now, at least, is carrying the Chargers. And I'll be honest, Justin Herbert might be one of the most slept-on quarterbacks in the NFL. I don't know why he is routinely overlooked talent level just at the quarterback position alone. He's mobile. He can dissect the defense. He's got a howitzer of an arm, and he can launch that fucker, put it on a dime, put it anywhere on the field. Justin Herbert is a sneaky, sneaky good quarterback. It's just unfortunate that even though he puts up very, very good borderline elite numbers, when you are playing in the golden era of the modern quarterback, see Josh Allen, see Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes, as well as every new draft class has the new shiny toy that gets a lot of the attention from the media. Justin Herbert, good, not exceptionally great. Great at times, but upper-end quarterback, top 10 probably in the league easily, top 8, maybe even top 5 as it stands this year, just based on the numbers. But Justin Herbert slept on. So you can say that the Chargers are a run-first team, but when you have a quarterback like Justin Herbert who can make all the throws, make all the decisions, and is now progressing into being a more veteran leader of a team, you might as well utilize the weapon that you have available to you. And shout out to Jim Harbaugh for finally figuring out how to unlock Quentin Johnston. How we doing, chat? Sorry, I've been kind of just powering through articles here, guys. Nothing to see here. About time. He's getting it done. Hell yeah. There you go. In the morning, nothing to see here. Nothing to see here, but I'm glad you're here to see me, dude. Shout out. Hopefully I can earn your subscribe. You know, that'd be cool. We're trying to grow here. So if you guys haven't already, would you subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell? Like this video, share it around with all your family, friends. Tell your friends, tell your grandma, tell your uncle, whatever. So we're gonna go ahead and finally talk about the Monday night game. That's what we're all here for, right? Is our big Monday night matchup in prime time against the Baltimore Dirty Purple Birds and our Detroit Lions. Now is the time to strike if you want to even it up. Get a little bit closer to winning that NFC North title, putting a little bit more pressure on Green Bay, give them a little double dose there. Go ahead and not only going to follow the Browns, but then we're going to climb, we're going to crawl with our fingernails for that inch. Go ahead and beat up on the Ravens and get that Baltimore Ravens monkey off of the Motor City Dan Campbell back. So over here from Baltimore Ravens on SI, 4 storylines for Baltimore Ravens primetime matchup versus the Detroit Lions. Will historical trends continue to tilt in the Ravens' favor? In addition to having home field advantage as the hosting team, the Ravens also have history on their side. They've had a lot of success going up against the particular team and quarterback that they'll be facing in this game. They led the Lions 6-1 in the all-time series and have won each of the last 5. The last meeting was a 38-6 shellacking in Week 7 of the 2023 season. Detroit's star signal caller Jared Goff had an especially rough outing in that matchup. He is 0-3 in his career against the Ravens, including a 2019 matchup in the Los Angeles Rams. In those meetings, he did not throw a touchdown or reach 300 passing yards. The Ravens picked him off 3 times and sacked him 9 times across those matchups. Baltimore, a battle between precision passers. Despite a favorable history, this matchup features 2 of the league's most efficient passers in the nationally televised game. Jackson became the NFL's all-time leader in career passer rating last week and leads the league in passer rating 136.6 and 83.6 through 2 games. Goff is close behind with the second-best QBR of 81.7 and third in passer rating of 125.1 in the same span. With both teams dealing with injuries and inconsistency, a shootout is a possibility, as their quarterbacks tied for the most passing touchdowns through Week 2, with 6 are coming off games where they each threw 4 or more. How will the Ravens pass rush fare without veteran leaders? Hopefully very poorly, and our young offensive line can take advantage of them missing their veteran and elite leadership. Although the defense will be going up against another traditional pocket passer with little to no mobility. Hey, now, that's not fair. Jared Goff has the mobility of Drew Bledsoe. He's like watching a stone statue out there run around, and it is glorious. It's glorious to watch Jared Goff stomp and stammer and lumber around on the field. For the second week in a row with Goff coming to town, they'll be without their Pro Bowl pass rushers. Both outside linebacker Kyle Butthole Van Noy and defensive tackle Nnamdi Madubuike Neck will be ruled out for this game with injuries and could be out for even longer. In their absence, the Ravens will need their young pass rushers to step up and fill those massive voids. Get up there and fill that big hole. On the edge, fifth-year veteran Odafe Owa and third-year pro Travis Robinson will likely see the bulk of snaps with a heavy dose of promising rookie Mike Green. There you go. Hat's mom. She wanted Mike Green to be taken by the Lions. And I was high on him, too, until I heard about all the personality problems outfield. Up the middle, fourth-year pro Travis Jones will get a chance to show he can anchor the defensive line in a contract year, while late-round rookie Arenas Fub Peebles, really? Aeneas Fub Peebles is in store for a large uptick in snaps after flashing in rotational role over the first 2 weeks. Yeah, you go get him, Fub Peebles. Will the rushing attack bounce back after being held to their lowest rushing yardage total on the ground since Week 16 of the 2021 season? The Ravens and 5-time running back Derrick Henry will be determined to get back on track against the Lions. Establishing the run will help the Ravens dictate the pace of game and win time of possession. This will help avoid getting into a potential shootout by keeping their banged-up defensive front on the sidelines as much as possible. Running the ball well will also create more favorable single coverage matchups. It would open up more space for the Ravens' pass catchers because Detroit would be devoting more bodies in the box to combat Henry and Jackson. That's right, we're going to have to rely for a good majority of the game. DJ Reed, show us why we spent all this money on you. Terrion Arnold, show us why you were considered to be one of the top corners, if not the top corner in the draft 2 years ago. Why we are so hype about you. Why we got hype about you in training camp. Show us. You guys are going to have to be left out there on an island. Maybe expect a little bit of deep zone coverage help from Kirby Joseph, but if I was to be picking my boogers and smearing it on the wall, I'd be putting my money on Brian Branch end up having to play a heavy role as the spy guy on Lamar Jackson to help combat that mobility that he has. That historically the Detroit Lions has been a gaping hole on our defense, okay? I wouldn't even, calling it an Achilles heel of our defense isn't even fucking fair. It is something that we historically cannot stop, be it under Aaron Glenn, and unfortunately under Calvin Shepard, we have still been gashed in the first 2 games by quarterbacks. Not as physical as Lamar Jackson, not with the ceiling as Lamar Jackson, but Giggle Williams was able to get out and move around a little bit. Jordan Love at times was able to get out and move around a little bit. So will our pass rush be able to get home, make life hard for Lamar Jackson? And on the flip side of that, can our offense do what they're talking here about? Can our offense do what the Ravens offense is trying to do? Can we stay on the field, grind down their defensive line, their inexperienced young front seven? Can we win the time of possession game? Lamar Jackson can't beat you if he's not on the field, and we have the weapons to do that. We have the weapons to beat you in a boat race. If we have to do that, then I guess we have to. But if not, we have the weapons to grind it out. Offensive line can grind you down. Our running backs, 2 elite-level running backs, can grind you down. We can dink and dunk you on the short intermediate passing, and we don't have to go over the top to JMO every single time. We don't have to launch it to another one-handed catch Tesla in the back of the end zone or along the sidelines for 40-something yards. We don't have to do that. We can Sam Laporta and Amon-Ra your ass the whole way down the field. It can be done. What will Johnny Mo do? We will see tonight. What do you guys think down in the chat? How we doing, chat? What are we doing? Beat the Ravens like they stole something because we all know. Craig, you're funny. Craig's doing wings tonight for the game. That sounds good, dude. I've been craving some wings, dude. But So I'm actually going to be live tonight, brother. So hang out, turn it on, tune in, hang out. We're going to be live from 6 to 7, maybe going as late as 7:30. I don't know. Going to be making some parlays and some picks tonight. But while I'm doing that, Hat and Boobs. So she took a half day today, so she can come home and hang out with me a little bit. I'm off today. Lucky me. She's going to be running uptown and grabbing us some Mexican because I feel like eating a big old fucking burrito and some chips and queso. She's going to be grabbing us some Mexican to eat, and then we're going to powering that down before we get locked and loaded, ready for the Lions in prime time. Fellas, let's walk on over to Detroit Lions on SI, get us a little hometown cook and maybe make us feel a little bit better. It's also good to get that ugly purple off the screen. You want him to make us beat? You want us to make Lamar beat us with his arm, and not his legs. I don't care if we get 0 sacks as long as we win. And you know, Craig, when assholes meet elbows, the long and short of it is we just want to come out with a W. I don't care if it's a beatdown. I don't care if it's a 1-point win, and I don't care if it's a repeat of Houston from last year where Goff throws 5 interceptions and we still figure out a way to win. I just want to fucking win. Just win, baby. Just win, baby. You know how it is. Just win, baby. So here we got prediction, Lions versus Ravens, predicting whether the Lions will beat the Ravens in Week 3. These are all of our guys over at Lions on SI. We're not going to read all of the words here. We're just going to see what everybody is going to take. Vito Chirico. I keep saying Chichiro. Vito Chirico. It's got the Lions losing 35-31. Detroit will be held into Week 3 looking to Lions will head into Week 3 looking to tally back-to-back wins, but the challenge awaits them is one of the most formidable in football. A Monday night showdown with the Baltimore Ravens. The Lions will have their hands full attempting to curtail the production of two-time MVP quarterback Lamar Jackson and Pro Bowl running back Derrick Henry. Plus, Baltimore possesses one of the NFL's most versatile defenders in safety Kyle Hamilton. Through 2 games, he's produced 14 tackles, 2 passes defended, and a forced fumble. And last season, he graded out as one of PFF's top 3 safeties, ranking amongst the best in coverage, run defense, and pass rushing. So John Macaron, come on, John Macaron letting me down. He's got the Ravens beating us 28-20. The Lions are ready for another primetime matchup. Dan Campbell's squad has had their fair share of success in primetime the past couple of seasons. Lamar Jackson presents a whole different challenge for Kelvin Shepard's defense. The team is looking to avenge a disappointing loss to the Ravens on the road 2 years ago. Detroit's offense is hoping to continue their momentum after a dominating performance against the Bears. The best defense against Lamar Jackson and running back Derrick Henry is to keep them both on the bench. After dominating a time possession, Detroit finds a way to grind out a narrow victory on the road. Jared Goff, Sam Laporta, Jahmyr Gibbs will be an integral piece to help the team advance to 2-1. The names that I said. If Detroit can force Jackson to become one-dimensional, the opportunities to secure some turnovers increase. I see Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch both making game-changing plays. Then we got, and I'm not going to read them all. We got the Lions Lions winning 30-27. Emmett Matovsky. We're going to read this one. This matchup is highly anticipated, and for good reason. Baltimore has put up 40 and 41 points, respectively, in its first 2 contests this year. The Lions are fresh off a 52-point outing against the Bears. The Lions' offensive line looked better last week, but is still going through growing pains. Jahmyr Gibbs is able to get his touches and maximize on his chances last week, but those will be at a higher premium against the Ravens. Jared Goff was extremely efficient last week, and the Ravens are a step up from the Bears. Combine that with Detroit's pass rush not looking as effective as last season yet, and Aiden Hutchins still returning to form, it could be a long day for Detroit. Terrion Arnold did not look great for his first game and a half of 2025, but nearly got his first career interception, should have gotten it in the second half against Chicago last week. It begs the question, which version of TA shows up on Monday? Final score, Ravens 31, Lions 20. Gross. Gross. I do not like that. I don't like that. I don't like that call. Not a very good call. I think we're going to win. And I think we're going to win in glorious, glorious fashion. Glorious fashion, walking out of Baltimore with a W, moving to 2-1. Detroit going to be just champing at the bit, getting ready to unload on teams after we get through this first 6 of the season. Identities will be shaken out. We'll have everything cleaned up. The rust knocked off. Everybody will be Rick Rapping and ready to go. Let's go. Captain Jack needs a spy. Henry, Sam, I like that idea, but and you guys know I love me some Action Jack Campbell. Is that the guy you really want chasing Lamar Jackson around? No slight against Action Jack, but are the wheels really there? You know what I'm saying? Jack, 21-25. Or, yeah, Jack 21-25 says Jack can't cover Lamar. Exactly. Gary Simtich, how you doing, brother? Welcome in. How you doing this morning, my guy? Hopefully you had a good weekend, my dude. Good to see you here down in the chat, all you Mad Hatter Nation. Going wild. Branch is spying, says Brent DeWitt. I agree. You was at the doc. Yeah, Carrie, I know how that goes. Sometimes you got to go see the doctor. Sometimes they got to stick a mirror under your nose and a finger up your butt to make sure that you're alive. Now, the thing is you want to make sure that it's not the dentist sticking their finger up your butt, because I don't think that's the right spot. And then they put their hands in your mouth, and it tastes like shit. It's just not a good time, guys. It's pouring rain over there, Brandy. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. It's just dribbling a little bit. Oh, you said Henry. Gotcha. I'm sorry, Sam. Oh, Henry, you did. Captain Jack needs to spy Henry. I'm sorry, dude. Yeah. So the collisions, I'm looking forward to a couple of good hits between Anal Zone and Derrick Henry, Action Jack and Derrick Henry. I'm really looking forward to the first time the guided missile BB-32 locks on target and is just full payload onto Derrick Henry. That'll be a hell of a hit. Yeah, Brandy, I had to find out the hard way that dentists are not proctologists. You live and learn. Branch is the best safety in football. F. Hamilton, but he ain't catching Lamar. You know, the only thing I would say to that, Craig, is I think that Kirby Joseph is the best safety in football. I myself am a bigger Kirby Joseph fan than I am a Brian Branch fan, and that is not taking anything away from or throwing any shade at Brian Branch. That is simply me being me. That's a hell of a cavity you have there. Yeah, dude, and I knew that there was something going on, Craig. I knew that there was something going on when he was 2 elbows deep in my asshole trying to figure out what was going on. I don't know, dude. They put some Novocaine on my butt, and he just went right in, dude. I don't fucking know, guys. It's getting weird. I'm going to ask Hat and Boobs if she liked the show, and she's going to be like, yeah, but it was fucking weird. It was fucking weird. So I'm sure you guys can tell that the majority, everyone's picking the Lions to lose over at national medias. Yahoo, Ravens 30, Lions 27, Lions 31, Ravens 34, Ravens 37, Lions 30, ESPN's Ravens. Hey, Kalen Collar's got us winning. Ravens. Lindsay Theory's got us winning. Ravens. Gilbert Manzano got the Lions. Connor Orr got the Lions, and it's Ravens. Everybody's just picking the Ravens. So why not build us some parlays? I mean, shit, if the odds are forever going to be in our favor, if they're always going to be, if the odds are forever in our favor, might as well build us some parlays and make some money on the Detroit Lions getting a big win tonight, Monday night, against the Baltimore Ravens, guys. So let's take a little look here before we dive. Sign out for the afternoon. We'll be back. Don't worry, guys. We'll be back tonight for a little pregame action with you guys. I'm going to be hanging with you guys all morning and all night, getting a double dose of Hat and Beard. All you're gonna be hearing my voice. You're gonna be saying you're gonna be bonga and friggin' off in your dreams and shit, guys. So obviously here the injury report: Sione Vaki, Trevor Nowitzki, DJ Reed with an injury to the knee, limited practice and questionable. Kirby Joseph with a knee, limited practice, questionable. Taylor Decker, shoulder rest, did not practice on Thursday, did not practice on Saturday. He's questionable. Jack Campbell had an ankle, limited practice on Friday, full practice on Saturday, listed as questionable. And obviously, Marcus Davenport. Davin hurt himself, chest, did not practice, and game status is out. I wish I could say shockingly so, but until proven otherwise, Marcus Davenport is not the solution that we have been everly looking for as a running mate for Aiden Hutchinson. Looks like we might have missed out on some opportunities with this draft class of edges, but you know what? Ifs and buts. I do like the Tyleek Williams. So over here, the Ravens are going to be missing Marlon Humphrey. Looks like he might be out full practice on Saturday. John Jenkins, full practice, defensive tackle. Nnamdi Madubuike did not practice. He is listed as out. Isaiah Likely is out. Patrick Ricard is out. Kyle Van Noy is out. Nate Wiggins, limited practice with a groin injury. That could bode very well for us if both Marlon Humphrey and Nate Wiggins are both out for this game. That would bode well for our two big-time wide receivers as well as everybody else down roster from them. But it would make an easier path to victory if they come in a little bit more dinged up on defense. Makes things a little bit easier for us. So we'll keep an eye on if anything else pops, changes as the day progresses, guys. But appreciate y'all hanging out today. We covered all of the Week 3 matchups, how they broke down, and what the final scores were leading into the Monday night big time prime time. You guys are going to get sick of me talking like Chris Berman. You're gonna be like, prime time. You're going to get sick of that eventually. But all the games leading up to the Monday night game with your Detroit Lions squaring off against the Baltimore Ravens. We then talked about the Cleveland Brown Eyes taking it to the Green Bay Peckerwoods with a massive upset at home, 13-10 walk-off field goal to beat down on the Green Bay Fudge Packers. Week 3 identity checks, Cowboys defense in trouble. Bucks league, toughest out. We looked at some early storylines of what teams were expected to do, what their identities are, some things that didn't quite flush out, and some new emerging storylines. Who's real, who's not. We are a sixth of the way through the league's regular season now, so it's time to figure out who's contenders, who's pretenders. This will be a huge measuring stick for the Detroit Lions. 4 storylines from Baltimore Ravens side of the ball. What we can look at for storylines for the Ravens primetime matchup with the Lions. We then would just turn the page. Here I am, turn the page. Over to Detroit Lions on SI, seeing what everybody was predicting for the Lions-Ravens game. Obviously, people are voting with or using their head and not their heart. And a lot of people going, Ravens, 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 but not us here. We here at the Hat and Beard Show are true believers in the Detroit Lions, and we will be building parlays to reflect that as so later tonight, 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. here at the Hat and Beard Show. Can't wait to hang out with you guys. Can't wait. Primetime pregame action. I do enjoy those shows, you guys, so we'll be doing that, hanging out with you guys. It'll be live, like I said, 6 p.m. to 7:30-ish before I have to power down a burrito, and then we're going to lock and load and watch some Detroit Lions football. Get us a big win. So try and enjoy the rest of your afternoon, guys. We will be back here at 6 p.m. Hopefully you can hang out with us. Make sure you share this around. Tell your friends if they want to hang out with a little pregame show, maybe pick up a few subscribers here and there. That'd be kind of cool. One last look down at the poll. 100% of the 19 votes say 1 like equals 1 let's go Lions. Yes, I love Detroit. 100% of the vote. That's what we like to see, you guys. Bunch of smart Mad Hatters. You guys are awesome, Mad Hatter Nation. Shout out to each and every one of you. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for telling a friend. That's what we love about you. Until tonight at 6 p.m., I've been Hat and Beard. You've been an attentive audience. We'll see you then. Bonga, bonga. Frig off.